5 years after the release of its Marvel counterpart, Justice League is upon us, and now we finally get to see if it lives up to the non-existent hype. Wasn't that weird? Honestly, I kept forgetting the movie was even coming out because no one seemed to be talking about it anywhere. I saw, no hype. It was weird. Like finding out your mate is dating your sister, which, it's fine, but it's weird. I assume. Anyway, I don't have a sister, so I just kind of assume it's weird. Anyway... Oh, and by the way, possible spoilers for this film, so if you don't want that, leave now, or, I don't know, stay. It's up to you. Justice League was never going to be perfect. Even before its release, it was bogged down by a universe that hasn't exactly been well received by anyone, and during production, Zack Snyder had to leave due to a family tragedy. Following this, tried and tested Avengers writer and director Joss Whedon took up the reins, and via the medium of reshoots, added in some of his own elements to try and improve what Snyder had already done so far. Did it work? Honestly, it's impossible to say. Like Batman v Superman, a large chunk of the film was cut out, and it shows. The first 40 minutes or so felt like a random collage of scenes spliced together, jumping awkwardly from one place to the next without ever feeling cohesive or connected by a singular story. I felt like I was watching 4 different films for a while, with nothing really holding it together. In addition, this film suffers from the same problems a lot of Marvel properties are criticised for, a paint-by-numbers plot and a boring, one-note villain. Steppenwolf spent the whole film doing evil things because... evil, and the plot is just him wanting to take over the world by destroying it. It's very simplistic, boring, nothing that we haven't seen before, and that side of the film feels wasted as a result. But it's not all bad. There is one key element that does hold the film together: the characters. The members of the Justice League are mostly brilliant representations of their comic book counterparts, which is something this universe has actually struggled with so far. Wonder Woman continues here from where she left off at the end of her solo movie, and it's great to see her in action again. Batman continues to kick ass without ever feeling quite as dumb as he was in Batman v Superman, and if Ben Affleck has decided to call it a day on his time in the DCEU, then it doesn't show here. Ezra Miller was a delight as the Flash, and Cyborg was used really effectively, with his role being genuinely integral to the plot and saving the world. The exception to all this is Aquaman, a character often criticised for being useless, and in truth, he was. Nothing he did in the movie really made a difference, and I feel the battle would have been won just as easily without him. He was just... there. Jason Momoa did a good job, and he had some funny moments, but overall, he felt unnecessary. As for Superman, this is undoubtedly the best on-screen version of him we've seen. He's happy, optimistic, funny, and I can now genuinely envision this Superman as being a beacon of hope. He's great. Apart from a strange, plastic-looking upper lip that really stands out in close-ups because of that mustache they had to CGI off of him. That's another weird thing. And speaking of the CGI, it was mostly great, but in addition to that Superman CGI shave, Steppenwolf never really looked great to me. Something was just off about him. He looked CGI, properly. It took me out of the film with how fake he looked. He just didn't blend into the environments. I'm torn as well on the runtime. On the one hand, the film felt brisk and fun without overstaying its welcome. On the other hand, though, the first half of the film did feel especially jolty between scenes, and I feel like some extra layers could have been used there to improve the flow of the film. There are other things I can nitpick, like when Aquaman outs Bruce Wayne in front of a whole village.
Dressed like a bat. You're out of your mind, Bruce Wayne.
Or one moment when the Flash and Cyborg are digging a hole when the Flash could probably have just done it in half a second. Also, so much footage that we saw in the trailers is just gone. Where was this moment? Or this moment? Or this moment? Who knows? No idea. Gone. But overall, I give Justice League a 6 out of 10. It has an overly straightforward plot orchestrated by a boring villain with not a single twist integrated into it. But the characters and casting hold the film up and really save it from being another DC disappointment. I feel DC were playing it safe with this film, just trying to put something decent out in response to the reception that BVS garnered. Having said that though, and despite my own general enjoyment of it, that hasn't really worked, has it? Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. I am mostly a gaming channel, though I am looking to hopefully get a few more sort of film elements involved, which will concentrate mostly on sort of comic book movies and nerd stuff and Star Wars and other nerd stuff like that. So I am trying to integrate some film stuff into the channel as well. So if you want some of that, please subscribe and like this video if you enjoyed it. And yeah, see you guys next time. Goodbye.